You're going to be rich for your damn skin color. Because you don't own nothing. You're a slave by mentality. How many people got a Social Security card? Put your hand up and don't lie. Look at you. Can I tell you? Didn't they tell you that God names his children and the devil numbers them? All right, I just want to leave that one with you. Now, how many people saw The Matrix? Oh, I got enough people in here. Good. Now, I'm willing to bet that there ain't a man or woman above the age of 10 on the planet ain't seen it. Now, that whole movie was about one thing: discovery. All of the characters, all of them, good and evil, were discovering things about themselves. But discovery, particularly to the Caucasoid, or what I call the recessive, he ain't white, he's recessive, is a violent, intrusive act of perversion that forever scars and changes the nature of the thing being explored. A particular discovery of the recessive was that all the writings of our ancients constantly showed them devoting, living, acting, and thinking in sympathetic harmony with Nature Mother. Everything from the rocks, the insects, the leaves, to the deer and the buffalo, to what they call the winged people, to the guild people, all were our relatives. This is how melanin thinks, to the point where our indigenous brothers and sisters began their prayers, all my relations. But with the absence, or the ascent to power of the Caucasoid and the barbaric proliferation of his psychocultural mindset during the Inquisition, nature was turned into a brothel to rape, plunder, and sodomize. Now, in the movie Matrix, we find the evil one, the agent of the Matrix, speaking to himself in a semi-private moment. This monologue is actually a self-examination of the entire collective psyche of the Caucasoid. You think that he's talking to Morpheus. In the scene, there are two scenes. We, the audience, are made privy to witness a powerful display of psychosis by the white man. It is a psychosis that psychiatry and psychiatric medicine calls projection. Projection. Whites have this psychosis down to a science. What is projection psychosis? Projection psychosis is where someone subconsciously realizes that a particular behavioral trait actually applies to them. But that realization becomes too painful for them to bear, that they attempt to relocate and to nurture that sick trait in others, so as to alleviate the stigma, the responsibility, and the guilt engendered by the trait that is in themselves. Tell the white boy he's guilty of the most heinous, protracted acts of inhuman savagery upon humanity, and he tells you that you sold yourselves. Why was this? This is in the past. I had nothing to do with it. You don't need reparations. Again, no stigma, no responsibility. The Bible calls it scapegoating. Now, listen to the lead agent of the Matrix. It's what I call projection monologues. Listen to him, and listen to what he has to say.
I'd like to share a revelation
Was any up there just entertaining your ass anyway? Look at low blow Creflo. And T.D. Snakes. Look at them. All of them is about entertaining you. That's where all the music went. You can't get any soul music anymore played on the radio unless you go back to one of them old stations. You go to the church and you can rock. But who the hell are you primming up? Who are you picking up right there then? Jesus. Y'all don't even know who he is. Now here's the deal. In the second monologue, we find the same agent now confessing his misery at being an agent, and then pleading and threatening the black dot, holding Morpheus' head and speaking directly into his crown, pleading for the code, pleading for his freedom from your orchestrated reality. This theme is taken directly from an ancient metaphysical concept, reintroduced into the story of Dante's Inferno. It's called the sorrows of Satan. You see, Satan is also trapped in this world, just like you and me. Why? Because we refuse to release and let go our third density illusions of ourselves. Satan lives to be the overseer of karma or retribution that is activated by deeds perpetrated in illusions. Satan knows that man is an amnesiac God, a God who functions in a world of illusions that he himself maintains as reality. This happens because our biomolecular black matrix melanin has become dysfunctional. Don't be so happy with what color you got right now, because the color we all got is still dysfunctional. We keep reading books about the mythology of melanin based upon what our ancestors wrote in the ancient past. But remember, our ancestors were nowhere near as dysfunctional as we were today, nowhere near as psychologically diseased. Our melanin prevents us from seeing what they saw of themselves without having to refer to white scholars. Our melanin is totally dysfunctional because it lacks a specific filament, a specific element that was flushed from the body after the great nuclear war 125,000 years ago. So again, our ancestors knew that once man frees himself from his own illusions, Satan is also freed. Thus man redeems Satan when man redeems himself. Ergo, Satan is bound by the actions of man, and it is man that redeems God. Now all you Christians, need to take a pill right now, it's fine. Man redeems God. God don't redeem man. Because God is. And without us, God wouldn't be. We are overstanding for God as God. And if we don't ascend and take our birthright, we'll be here at second class, second monitoring, what next for us, master Negroes. So you see, those who serve the matrix are also the product of your sleep, because the matrix is matter. And if you saw the matrix, you look at M-A-T-T-E-R, and then you look at M-A-T-R-I-X, you take that together, you see T-E-R and R-I-X, and you see it's the trickster. Matter is the trickster. In fact, those who are asleep are the matrix. They are the agents. The matrix could not exist if you, my black people, were awake. You can see this in the movie where the agent assumes the body of everyone it wants to in the scene. Your sleep is the focus of attention in this illusion. You see, your focus feeds the illusion. As you feed it, it becomes stronger until you are both mutually dependent upon each other. But you heard that once you awaken, Zion lives. The agent pleads and threatens with Morpheus to get the code. What is the code? The code is the black dot. Melanin is the code key of Zion.